Welcome to Joan's Junk Journals and more. Today I'm doing something totally different off the grid. I am making homemade chicken soup with my homemade chicken broth. Main ingredient is one roasted chicken, whether it is a purchased rotisserie chicken or you cook it in your oven or your Ninja Foodi. Okay, first thing, I'm going to wash my hands. Hot soapy water. This is a longer video than normal, but I promise you, you will be very happy that you stuck around. And I'm also filling a sink of hot soapy water to wash my hands as I'm going along. Then this is one frozen chicken carcass already, because I find if you use two carcasses, you get a much better chicken stock. Sorry for the noise. And I'm going to pop it into this pot. Okay, next I will take the rest of this chicken off the bones here. I had 2 meals out of this already. Then if you don't buy a pre-cooked chicken like I did here, you can always roast your own. I love doing a chicken in my Ninja Foodi here. You'll see a picture of it shortly. And some of this color, you might think it's pink because it's not quite done, but it's just from all the little spices and everything. So you can spice the chicken any way you wish. I just take whatever is in my little cupboard here. I'll show you. Yes, I do like my spices. Okay, I'm going to finish taking the meat off these bones and then I will be back. Please don't mind me tearing the meat off of these bones with bare hands. I washed my hands so many times while making this soup because I never know when I might have to share some, because company comes when company comes. Okay, I'm saving all the chicken for tomorrow. Put that in the fridge right now. Okay, we want some celery. Celery is really good for the stock. Hide the elastic band there from my cat. Now, I like to put the little leaves, celery leaves, and that in here. It makes for a really nice stock, and I don't eat it otherwise, so I'm going to give this a good quick rinse here. Okay, there we go. Now peel a couple carrots. And one more. And we need an onion. Now, we need to keep these onion skins, right? Those are great for dyeing paper. I'm just going to give this a quick wash here. Break it apart in the pot. Rinse my hands again. Now I like spice, so I'm putting in some chili, and I'm almost out here, so I'll just throw the rest in. I do have chili powder for tomorrow when I'm making the soup. Now we'll throw a few peppercorns in here. I don't count them or anything, I just throw a couple in there, a couple more. Throw a couple bay leaves in here. Now add some water. Bring it over to the sink and fill it up. It's a little bit quicker. Okay, now here is my maximum line. Can you see? Maybe not. Okay. I'll show you how much extra water that I have in here. There we go. Now I need a little extra something in here. Oh, what spice? No, I put bay leaf in already. Worcestershire sauce. Don't you love trying to say that word? Now you notice I don't measure anything. A couple more drops. There we go. And I don't use too much salt, but this needs salt. I love these little shakers here for my salt and pepper. Dollar store specials. Now the easiest part is to put it in my Ninja Foodi and let it slow cook overnight. And we will see that in 12 hours, more or less. And it is almost 10 p.m. I knew I forgot something. I need about a teaspoon, more or less, of garlic. Okay, one more minced garlic. Oh my goodness, don't you just love that smell? Take a sniff. I love my garlic. Okay, you might think that's a lot of garlic, but that is a really big pot. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Happy crafting, cooking, watching TV, whatever you do. Giving it a midnight stir now. 12 hours later. Look at the beautiful color of that broth. I'm going to let it sit and slow cook just a little bit longer while I enjoy my morning coffee. Good afternoon and welcome back. Here comes the harder part of the soup, I believe, and that is cutting everything up. I've already cleaned up my veggies. Okay, but first, before I clean my veggies, I am going to strain everything out of my pot. Let's see if I can move this camera up just a little bit. Can you smell that? It smells so delicious. Actually, that's cool enough. I can handle it with bare hands. Now I'm using 2 bowls just so I don't splash this broth everywhere. And I have extra bones in that this time. I'm just going to let that strain. And then I'm going to put the rest of this in the garbage. Okay, time to chop up a few veggies. Once again, I'm saving these outer onion skins. Oh, I should have put the onions in the fridge first, I forgot. If you put the onions in the fridge before cutting them, you don't cry as much. Now, using your oil of choice, you can use avocado oil, you can use butter, margarine, anything you want. You put a little bit at the bottom of your pot. I'm going to put this back into my Ninja Foodi. And I'm going to cut up my celery, which I already washed and trimmed the edges. Now if you stir fry it, or if you fry your celery first with your onions, they actually taste better, in my humble opinion, than if you just put them in the pot and let them cook. I might want a little bit more onion. I love my onions. What can I say? So, maybe another half onion. You notice that I'm not measuring like so many cups of onion or celery or carrots or anything as I put it in. It's however many veggies and whatever veggies that you want. Okay, I'm going to turn on my Ninja Foodi to saute. And I will put it medium and on. And then I'm going to add the celery and onions. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of butter to this oil because I just love the flavor of some butter. Now, while that is starting to saute, I'm going to peel my carrots. And this is not fast forward. This is how fast I actually peel my veggies. Maybe that's why the peels go everywhere. And while you're cutting up your carrots and cabbage, please don't forget to stir your onions and your celery every once in a while. Now I'm using about 3 medium carrots, and like I said earlier, use whatever veggies and however many veggies that you want. Now my sister got me hooked on to adding cabbage, so I'm just going to cut cabbage up into chunks here. Now this looks like a lot of cabbage, but once it cooks down, it's not that much. Okay, time to stir my onions and celery again. Once the onions and celery are almost clear, well, the onions anyways, then I will add this in. Meanwhile, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay, this is about how I like my onions and my celery to look like when I add my carrots and my cabbage. Now I will saute them, probably 3, 4, 5 minutes. And keep stirring every once in a while here, just so nothing sticks or gets overly cooked more than the other parts. Now I do like my garlic, and this is as easy and as fresh almost as the fresh garlic itself. So I'm going to add just a little bit more in while I'm stir frying everything else, or sauteing. I wish that you could just smell this right now. Oh, it smells so delicious already. Now it is time to add the broth. And this is what the veggies look like right now. Okay, while this here is on saute, and letting all the flavors get together, I will cut some chicken up now. Oh, this is when you can also add a little more spice if you want. Sage, I am almost out of, so I may as well add the rest of that. I need to go buy some more. Okay, like I said, I like things a little spicy, so I'm going to add a little chili powder. And if you don't have chili powder, you could add maybe a little bit of sriracha, or a little bit of this other hot sauce, or Frank's Red Hot Sauce, but I'll add a little chili powder. Once again, to your own taste. And this is a real good time to add a little bit more salt. I'm not a salt person really, but salt is good in soups and baking. Now I'm going to add just a wee little bit of thyme. How about just a wee little dash of rosemary and oregano? No, skip the oregano. I'll put a little rosemary in. I just put a wee little bit because I'm not much of a fan, but I like a little. Now if you want, you can add another bay leaf, which I'll just add one more because I had some while I was making the broth. And if you want a little basil or basil, herb or herb. Just a little bit, and it kind of sweetens it up, I think. And of course, a little bit of parsley flakes. I can't wait until summertime and then I can have fresh herbs again. Now you just stir all that beautiful, lovely flavor all together here now. And you just let it all saute, simmer together while you cut up your chicken. I'll wash my hands again first. Okay. Oh, I love dark chicken, excuse me. And I just cut all of this up to chunks about that size, more or less, give or take. Oh, I do have to save a little bit for the kitty. Jet will love that. Actually, I'll save her a couple pieces without any of the other spice on it, because she cannot do spice. Yeah, a little more for her. She's a good girl. Now, believe it or not, this knife dates back, oh, at least good 40 years ago. And yes, I broke the tip off it. And this is the one that cut open an artery right here, and I needed 4 stitches. Opening up a pack of frozen chicken. Not that you needed to know while I'm cooking chicken soup, but it was not this chicken. It was a chicken 40 plus years ago. Now I'm going to rinse the spice off this knife, and then I can cut up Jet's chicken for her. This is like having a wee little kid because you got to cut it up so small so they don't choke. This is good enough for 2 treats for her. And it's funny that she's not down here crying for some right now, because she usually is whenever I make soup. Is that enough for 2 treats? No, she needs a little bit more. Besides, I have a lot of chicken here for the soup. And one more piece, maybe. No spice in there. Now I can add this into the pot. Now this is a real good time to taste the broth to see if it has the perfect amount of spice and everything that you like. I think it needs a little bit more pepper. And, whoa, gotta add just a little squirt of this. It's just missing something. Yeah, that's just a little squirt. Oops, got it on the handle. See, I'm right-handed. I'm doing that with the left hand. Okay, now I'll get a clean spoon. Going to get a clean spoon, and we'll taste it again. Oh, that is good. Okay, celery needs to cook just a little bit more though. But I think I need a little bit more of this. This is a big pot. It looks like it's almost empty, but it's not. There we go. Okay, I'll let it simmer for a few more minutes, let all the flavors get together here, marry on. Okay, it's time to call Jet for her treat. Jet, Jet! Treats! She'll be running down here any second now. Okay, I heard her jump off her bed upstairs. Oh, here she is. You want some chicken? 2 quieres pollo? We'll see if she likes it. Of course she will. Ah, arriba. Come on. Oh, oops, I dropped it. 2 quieres más? Come on. Here we go, sweetie. Yeah. Yes, she is a spoiled kitty. Now I'll put the rest of this in a little special dish just for her for tomorrow. Got to keep the chicken nice and moist. And of course, she liked it. Time to shut this off and let it cool just a little bit before I add the last veggies, which will be frozen peas and corn. I love the extra color in my soup, plus there are extra fiber and vitamins and flavor. And now the very last step is adding some frozen green peas and some frozen corn. I could add a little bit more corn. I like corn more than peas, so of course I have to add more corn. And this is really hard to pour with the left hand considering I'm right-handed. Here we go. Now, just let this sit for a couple minutes and I'm ready for a bowl of soup over some rice. Supper time. Okay, look at this beautiful fluffy rice. And no, I don't eat it all. I actually freeze some. And what I use my vacuum sealer here, and I will seal 1 cup into each little baggie, and then I thaw it out, and that will be a good 2 meals for me with some soup or chili or whatever else. Because as you can see here, maybe that's about a half a cup. And that way, cooking a big pot like this doesn't waste anything. Now, I'm just going to bring my bowl over here and add some soup. Now, doesn't that look delicious? Now for the taste test, which I know will be the best. A little bit of rice, a little bit of soup. Oh my goodness, perfect. This will go down so well on such a cold wintry day. Perfect. I do hope that you give this a try. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and if you would like to see more like this. And also please let me know if you tried this soup and what you think about it. Thank you for watching. I love and I appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you try this soup. And I hope to see you again very soon.